Hit that button.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruising with Steve. Get in, sit down, buckle up.
It's the ether.
Cruising with Steve.
Welcome back to Cruising with Steak. Grimsteak here, coming at you live Tuesday night on Grimerica FM with another exciting podcast. It's August 27th, 2019. Nailed it that time. And we're here. I don't know what the hell we're doing, but I'm joined by my number one awesome dude guy, James Cruz. James, what's up?
See ya!
Hey.
and we also have Mr. Jerry Cthulhu.
Greetings, children.
Greetings. And I also got back from the dead, Felix.
I'm feeling puffy, and the rent is too damn high.
The rent is too damn high. God. And we also have that guy with us.
Raise your hands above your head and walk backwards toward the sound of Cruising with Steak.
I like that. It gives a good effect. And last, and certainly not least, Miss Suzanne. Welcome, Suzanne.
Hello. Hello. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful. Oh, you got a real bell, Felix?
Oh, yeah.
I like that. You never know. You never know when we
said
need a
the bell.
jingle. Where's everybody?
It's not a sound effects bell. It's a real bell.
It's a holiday week.
Analog bell.
Oh, man, we got quite a bit of
Analog.
listeners right now, though. So that's good.
I heard the sound and I just figured your pants were loose.
Is my ding-a-ling?
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
I love that song, My Ding-a-Ling. My Ding-a-Ling.
Yes.
Wow, that's old.
I know that from The Simpsons. That's the only reason I know that. Some of the kids
It's the
sang
old
it.
Chuck Berry song, dude.
Jerry, I was born in
who?
85. Yeah.
Chuck Berry.
Oh, yeah.
Play with my ding-a-ling.
Didn't he do something with cameras underneath the toilets or something or other?
Oh, what? PCAMs?
Speaking of pervy musicians,
Yes.
that new Dave Chappelle show on Netflix is
It's
hilarious.
great. It's amazing.
Yes.
I just watched it before the show. I was laughing so hard.
And he's talking about Michael Jackson. He's like, any kid would be proud to get his dick sucked by Michael Jackson. All of it.
Wow.
It was a great special. It's great.
He watched that special. He watched the HBO thing with Michael Jackson. He said he felt like I was having baby dick shoved in my ear.
Oh.
Yes.
I just saw like a promo for it on Twitter. And it had like a first like 2 minutes of it. He's like, I'm gonna come
about
out
how
doing
he's-
some impressions.
Yeah, about how he just tells how he hates the audience pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying the audience. He was saying the public.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just fans in general.
It's
Just
so
the cancel
true,
culture.
though.
Absolutely. Dragging
Isn't he
everything up.
buff? Isn't he buff now?
Oh, yeah.
He looks
Yeah, he doesn't even look the same.
so.
His head doesn't look the same.
Of course, Vice had to print a hit piece.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
You can definitely skip Dave Chappelle's new Netflix special. Don't skip it. It's fucking hilarious.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
It's
really
great.
funny.
It takes us back to our roots.
Yeah. And honestly, like anybody who actually watched Chappelle's show, like, I mean, he's the same.
Yeah.
He's the same. He's always
It's
been. And that's why
comedy.
it's the best. Exactly. It is comedy. And comedians should not be going down in this PC world. Like, they are our last bastion of hope. We
I know.
need them. We need the comedians more than ever in this world.
We need them, and we need those people that cross people across the street.
Yeah, crossing guards and comedians. That's what I've been saying. And that's why I'm running for president on that platform. We need more crossing guards and comedians.
You know, the jester has always spoken truth to power. That's always been the role.
Oh, I thought you said gesture, like gesture. You said jester.
Jester, yes.
Ah, now it makes sense.
Although you could raise your middle finger, that would be a gesture that would speak truth to power.
And it only makes common sense.
That depends on the power.
Man, I don't know what's going on with
Alrighty,
America
there.
FM, but apparently No, the
Bacon?
stream dropped. That happened last week. The stream dropped like twice during the feed.
It's the coronal mass ejection.
I think it's all those Israelis. It's all those Israelis that have been listening to the stream. I'm telling you.
Are there more now?
Yeah, well, there's always a couple of them on there.
6 of them?
No, there's 3 of them this week.
3?
Yeah, 3. Greetings.
We're
But
not
yeah, but we
talking
don't know.
Conspiracy stuff.
I'll talk anything I want, and they could try to shut me down.
I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
This just in: Grimsteak droned in his own
God,
studio.
I love how Danny Warbucks. Danny Warbucks is so much better than we are as a podcast. He's out there actually tweeting out that we're live right now, and I haven't even done any of that. Any of us.
I did.
Thank you, James.
At least, yeah, I did that at least. Yeah. With the meat tent.
The meat tent.
The meat tent, which is god awful looking.
Dude, that meat
but-
tent looked awesome. I
Oh
don't
my
think it would be very.
Isn't that like a clit hood?
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
what
that's
it's
absolutely what it
looking.
is.
Clit hood.
Clit hood.
They are
No, but dude, like camping out with that's the first thing I thought. Like that's gonna attract so many just wild animals because I'm assuming it's actual meat. Like the whole thing
I
was
hope
raw
so.
meat. I mean, I don't want false advertising.
It looked comfy.
It did. It really did. I could snuggle down in that.
It did. I mean, it looks squishy. Like
Oh,
you get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, guys, big news. World of Warcraft Classic launched yesterday. So you can go back to the days 15 years ago when Warcraft first launched and go back and do that classic grind. And just, I'm playing. Find me at Grimsteak on Battle.net. I'm there. You can't miss me.
Oh yeah. All right, so here's a quick update along the lines of hate. We just found out that Booty Rooter told his cat that we're live on the air, and the cat continued to lick her butt and isn't listening. So we can talk all kinds of shit about Booty Rooter's cats.
That darn cat.
And they won't even know because they're listening. Although they might catch it on the replay, but then it's too late.
It's too late.
So where's Jacob the Walrus and
Jacob the Walrus is
Archaeology Martian?
He's a Pepe guy on Twitter now, and he's probably just talking to Pepe people on
I
Twitter.
think he just
and
changed his handle.
Martin, oh no, he's still there, but and Martian Archaeologist is he's just gone. I think he might have been some kind of info agent and collected whatever, and then he realized, wow, these guys aren't worth like actually collecting info on. What the hell? And then he just left.
We might be about to lose K-Dog because he says he's about to pass the fuck out. I think Lady Eboshi's got him around the neck.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Well, no, but she actually donates to the show though. K-Dog doesn't, so I don't know what's going
That
on.
fucking guy.
I don't know, it's all nonsense.
They guys
But
send
I
you
miss
guys
him.
coin.
Did you say Yazcoin?
They send you guys coins.
Tons of
It's a
coins.
gas coin.
Yazcoin. Send me that Yazcoin.
K-Dog's probably like the BTK killer in Mindhunter with the rope around his neck tied to a doorknob, jerking his ween,
Whoa, man.
just passing out.
Is that any good, Mindhunter?
Yeah.
I've been hearing everybody talking
it's
about
great.
it. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I think Lady Eboshi's got him in a figure 4 on the garage
Yeah.
floor.
It's possible. I mean, from what
Jerking
I've
that
heard.
weed, dude.
or they're playing Parcheesi.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
No, Mindhunter, check it out,
Dominoes?
man. That's a pretty good produced show. I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs of all those cases, but the second season was pretty good. It had to do with there was apparently a Atlanta serial killer back in the 80s, I think.
I don't watch TV anymore.
Good job.
Netflix. Fool.
I just
My
watch-
neighbor has a TV. I just watched through their back window.
Not creepy.
No, of course not.
Yeah, Mindhunter. It's kind of like Minecraft.
It's like Minecraft, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mindhunter.
Show?
Yes. It's like Minesweeper. I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about? I think I heard I think I heard a little bird told me that Spider-Man's not part of Marvel anymore. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, apparently. But who really cares
How does
about
that
that? That's
You guys
literally.
talked about that last week.
Yeah, it got brought up. I mean, it was hilarious. Like once Marvel started talking, I could actively watch the listeners plummeting from the stream, and I was like, what is going on? Things got crazy.
I thought that was our demographic.
I know Marvel.
Marvel.
I don't know what our demographic would be. Degenerates that just
hit us
wanna
up.
have
What's our
fun?
demographic?
My pillow.
People that don't want drama, maybe.
Wasted time.
Yeah.
Wasting time.
Just fun-loving
People
dudes
trying
and
really,
dudettes.
really hard to fall asleep. People trying hard to fall asleep.
We don't have a demo. I feel like we need like a Zoomer though on here, like somebody around like 19, 20 years old. We need some young perspective.
Ooh.
Fresh blood.
Yeah, Flavortown.
I can go get my
Or
son.
not Flavortown. Mellow Horse. He was hanging out with us last Friday in the Zoom. He's like 23.
Yep.
He's
pretty young. Yeah.
He's a young boy.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the technology guy on American Gods, the technology guy that vaporizes in the limo.
Smokes the toadskins.
Yes, vaping toadskins. Yeah.
We need him in here.
How about all this vape hysteria about the kid who died in Tinley Park or wherever?
Oh, it's nonsense. Well, from what I could understand, it's all about these unregulated THC cartridges that people are just making on their own, and because since they had nothing to blame it on, they didn't know, and they're like, well, it could have something to do with these THCs, which I've seen those. Like, there's some janky ones out there. Like, if you don't get the legit ones that are like in the box and nice and good, who knows what people are putting in that
regulated stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would. I don't know. It would be kind of sketchy to buy something off. I just made these, dude.
As an example of the hysteria that the headlines have caused, you saw the text I got from my mom.
From your mom, right? Yeah.
You're gonna die, Jer.
Everybody's gonna fucking die, man.
Your mom.
I ain't dying from cancer sticks. I know that.
I should text her back. I'm gonna live longer than you.
Oh.
Did Dave Chappelle mention vaping?
I didn't finish watching it, but up to the point where I watched, no.
Or legalization at all?
E-cigarettes.
I don't think that's really a big issue anymore. It's gonna be legal everywhere very soon. The next 5 years.
I like Adam Curry. He's like, when they go on the news, start spouting about e-cigarettes. He's like, when's the last e-cigarette you saw?
Yeah, those blues, dude.
Remember those
nasty.
blue or whatever? Yeah, I used to have a couple of them.
In every gas station.
Yeah.
Views and.
Well, he's like, yeah, you won't hear them say jewel pods or anything like that because of the billions and billions of dollars that Marlboro or whatever put into them.
No, you can't. There's no proof that had anything to do with that. So
no, it doesn't.
They can't say any specific brand because they don't know what the fuck caused it.
No.
I wonder if e-cigarettes give you e-cancer.
E-cancer, electronic cancer. Yeah.
And
so does computer, and so does my cell phone, and so does it's like.
Yeah, and if e-cancer, if you get e-cancer, will it spam from you like ridiculous like Viagra spam, sales spam? It's
spamming my heart, it's spamming my lungs, it's spamming my liver.
It's all spam.
I mean, it might even be contagious.
Right. Oh, kind of like an electronic virus.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys something my son's been doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll.
Does it involve? Never mind. Go ahead.
Vaping?
No vaping. He's 2.5 years old. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, baby's first vape.
That was a bad joke.
He does this thing where he licks his finger, and he says, "You want a little bit of butter? I got butter for you." And he'll like try to wipe it on you.
What?
I don't know where he got it from. But
yeah, that's a strange thing to pick up. Where did he get that from?
Want some butter, and then so now I've resorted to tell him to put butter on his mom.
It's like a wet willy, but
go butter up
Butterfinger.
Go butter up your mother.
Go butter up mom.
Yeah, but no. As far as the vaping thing, though, what I do know is that I smoked for like 16 years, and when I quit smoking and started vaping, I could taste again. I didn't cough anymore. I could smell again. everything like came back, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is better, and I'm still getting my nicotine. So I mean, maybe if these,
do you snore less? Do you snore less?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I do snore, but I don't know how much I snore since I've started
snored
vaping.
before.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can record our snores.
Yeah, maybe I will. I'll just leave my mic on an
Crypticon.
Audacity recording all night.
No, in Crypticon, I'll record our snores.
Oh yeah,
That
look at
won't
the
be
Zoom.
boring at all.
No, not at all. We can make it like a
yak
like a
back?
dance tune out of it. Like what is that? Like a
Oh, dude, you could run it through auto-tune.
yeah,
Dubstep?
yeah, like a RDM or whatever. I don't know how you say that, but
Why haven't you guys had
electronic dance music? Yeah,
EDM. Yeah.
Why haven't you guys had Micah Hanks on in a while?
I haven't reached out to him, but I should because he
I
rebranded.
just thought about him the other
Dude, he
day.
rebranded
Yeah.
Grayling Report. It's called the Micah Hanks program. Like I'm not gonna lie, I love Micah to death, but since he hasn't had co-hosts on, like
Not as fun.
I just can't get into it. He needs somebody to bounce stuff off of. Like I just can't listen to a lecture for an hour and a half. Like it's just
It's like listening to you, Grimstick, for an hour alone.
Oh, that would be
tough.
insane.
That'd be
That
tough,
would
yeah.
be insane. I could never imagine trying to do a show like alone and just
voices.
yeah, just talk,
back and forth.
just talk for a solid hour. That is insane.
I knew Phil Hendry, and you, sir, are no Phil Hendry.
Phil Hendry. I could.
Oh, yeah.
Henry or Henry?
Hendry, Hendrie.
He
All
plays.
these jokes are going
the
over my
hippies on
head.
Futurama.
I don't get it either,
Really?
Suzanne.
Nobody knows Phil Hendry.
I do.
Oh my God, you guys totally
I was born in
You suck.
'85.
Is
I
he
was
the
born in
comedian with the
'85.
blank
That guy.
balls?
no.
No, that's Flip Wilson. I know
Phil
exactly who Phil Hendry is.
Yeah, the other old knows who Phil Hendry is.
He's got a
The
radio.
other guy knows how to operate an analog radio.
Hey, I
Hendry's
could
also a
operate.
voice-
I could turn that dial.
He's a voice actor now, for the most part,
Yeah.
and he does.
Oh, he principal vagina. Principal vagina is Phil Hendry.
Okay, there we
He
go.
also do all the hippies and shit on Futurama.
All right.
Still not ringing
Yeah.
a bell.
Our
Nope,
lion wants to eat tofu. That guy.
Now I could put a voice. Yeah. Now I'm seeing this. But yeah, you give me a name. I mean, we're not talking about like you're not talking about like Maurice LaMarche or Billy West or something. Like, come on.
He's of that quality for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unknown. He's
Oh,
unknown.
Man.
Oh yeah. He's like,
Or like-
he's oh shit. Now I'm having a brain
Renaissance man?
fart.
You talking about Alonzo
No,
Muzak?
well, that too.
Alonzo
I'll think of it in a
Muzak.
second.
Interesting little fun facts with Alonzo Muzak and Bill Murray. Like he did the voice. Alonzo, he did the voice for Garfield the cat, and he did the original for Vankman in The Real Ghostbusters, who Bill Murray actually played in the movie. And then later on, Bill Murray ended up playing the voice of Garfield. Like they've had this crazy like back and forth vocal relationship.
Dude, it's like fucking
So
Lincoln Kennedy.
So there's voiceovers and there's voiceovers. This guy does different voices, and the person that I was trying to think of at the moment, and I'm sorry, Gary, I swear to God, it's me and Rye that's causing the trouble that I couldn't remember your name. Gary Oldman. It's that level of different voices.
You could say he's the voice overlord.
Maybe.
Voice overlord.
Maybe.
Did it?
Yeah, he had some awesome bits. He used to keep me entertained when I was driving back and forth between LA and San Diego. It was awesome.
AM radio.
Yeah, KFI was on AM radio, but he had all kinds of things and stuff that he would sell, and he would go and do live shows where he would do live shows, and he would do voices on his live shows. The funny bit was that he would have these call-in talk shows, and people would call in, and he'd have a guest that would call in, and the guest would start off with something that was a ridiculous idea, for example, you remember the dancing baby from Ally McBeal?
Yep.
You guys remember that? Okay.
Yes.
So he would have like the dancing baby from Ally McBeal, and this person was saying that was actually a real baby. And and that they were violating child labor laws. And people would call in and argue with him, or people would call in and just give him a hard time. The guest, and he would always take the caller's side, right? So if someone would call and give the guest a hard time, he would always take the caller's side and argue with the guest. And then as the show went on, it just would get more and more absurd. For example, the Ally McBeal dancing baby thing. By the end of the show, it was actually that the dancing baby on Ally McBeal was actually a black baby that they had painted to make look white, and that they were forcing this baby to dance in the middle of the street in the middle of the night. And then it was just, and people were just outraged and incensed. They would call in and argue with this person. But the crazy bit about all of it was that Phil, the talk show host, and the guest that he was interviewing were both the same guy, and he would switch voices back and forth on the fly live. No. He was just pranking, trolling the shit out of everybody. It was awesome. It was so awesome. Just look up anything on YouTube or anything that archives audio.
Is this Flip Wilson?
Phil Hendry.
No, it's Phil Hendry.
I'm kidding.
I'm still talking about Phil Hendry.
I need to make an addendum too. I said for some reason Alonzo Music, but it's Lorenzo Music. my brain just can't remember things right, and I spew things that kind of. Yeah.
I met a guy named Billy Jones recently.
Billy Jones?
You like that name? Billy Jones. It's kind of fun to say. Billy Jones. Say it with me now. Billy Jones.
Was Billy Jones and a Bella?
Billy Jones.
Did you meet him in a
Billy Jones.
I know Billy Bones.
Oh yeah, Billy Bones.
Yeah.
You're not going to be singing me and Billy Jones, are you?
Why don't you go home and get your fucking shine box?
Me and Billy Jones.
Wasn't Billy Jones?
Billy Jones. Billy Jones.
Wasn't Billy Bones the gangster they killed in Goodfellas in the bar?
Couldn't tell you.
That was Billy Bats. Billy Bats. Never mind.
Any you guys do any biohacks or anything lately?
Ooh.
May I call you Hadassah?
Any like diet changes? Anything different with your bodies?
I've lost 5 pounds.
I got
Congrats,
a rash
man.
on my ass.
I got poison ivy for about a week.
I found it, James.
Oh no.
But, other than
you gained his 5 pounds.
Yeah, I just said I just cut out late night snacking basically.
Yeah, dude. I eat dinner at about maybe like 6, and then I don't eat again until like 11 o'clock the next day.
Oh wow, yeah, you're good.
That's like and then I feel like I'm kind of good to go. Like I don't gain weight, I don't lose weight. I've been the same since I've been like fucking 25. It's kind of
I was almost like 221, which is ridiculous for me. And
badass.
Yeah, dude, believe me.
No, James, you fill
my
James,
house, I have lots of fatty names.
You carry it, dude. You carry that beautifully though. Like you're a fine looking man.
I say I'm fat, but but my kids, my oldest son, he calls me Big Chungus, which I guess is like the big fat Bugs Bunny character.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. He calls me Big Chungus.
Big Chungus. I love how
he'll
your
go on my
son's
phone
dropping.
sometimes and he'll change my wallpaper to Big Chungus. Like, what the fuck?
You're getting trolled by your kids.
Yeah,
they're just getting their memes from Ryan from Kansas.
Yeah, they love grinding. Yeah, so but I'm down to like 214 now, so it's coming on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Gotta get in shape for CrypticCon.
Hell yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, dude, you gotta give me piggyback rides the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to put a big chungus in the.
Did you say mustache rides? I could do that.
I mean, if you want to do that, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Little analingus.
Little analingus.
Hey, let Niish in.
Okay, it's happening.
Wow.
Wait, Niish is coming? Awesome.
All right.
Silent treatment.
Right.
Silent treatment.
Tell her go for it. We're good.
I did.
Silent treatment.
Where'd everybody go?
Where'd everybody go?
So after everything she says, say yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't say that because I was just doing that to her.
Yeah, whatever.
Just do it.
Oh, there she is. There's my Nish.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Nish.
What's up, Nish?
It takes her like a minute to get in.
Yeah.
I gotta stabilize
She's going
everything.
through she's going through like a portal or what?
She's got a sheet.
Yeah, your time
It
warp.
kind of is a portal. Hello, everyone.
What's up, Nish?
First of all, you bitches locked me out. I couldn't even get in.
We were
Hey,
trying to keep you
first
wrong.
off, it was not personally you. So let's just get that clear. I
I'm
would
just
never lock you
saying,
out.
I'm just saying a girl should be able to click a link and get in.
I forgot that he locked it when I sent you the link. I'm sorry. Whatever.
What do I got to do?
Whatever.
Don't answer that.
Yeah, you know what it is.
You don't have to do anything.
Well, if it's Steve, anytime.
Yeah, just more like, what do you gotta
I got
make?
a policy.
Oh, there we go.
What do you gotta make me do?
Put away his
I
laundry.
don't have to really get into specifics.
A pro Steve policy.
That's
Yeah.
right. Anytime.
Who doesn't have a pro Steve policy?
Woo.
Exactly.
He's an Igor tickler. He's an Igor tickler.
I am an Igor tickler. Absolutely.
And whisperer.
An Igor whisperer.
He'll have to fight me for the
He
whisper.
just blows into
Well,
it.
yeah. Jerry is the whisperer, but Steve understands Igor.
Yeah,
Steve
it's-
understands monstrous.
Oh man, I like that.
All right, so how is everyone? Hi, Suzanne. I haven't talked to you in
Hi.
ages.
I know. How you doing?
Good, pretty good. This is a good time to get me. I was like actually shuddering around here with nothing to do. Unusual these days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Tuesday night. You knew where to be.
And I'm here, baby. I'm here.
Woo. What's new, Nish?
Any changes to your body lately?
Mine?
Yeah.
We were just kind of doing a little health, a little going over what's
Health
new,
assessment.
how we're all feeling with our bodies.
Well, besides the fact that I get extreme exhaustion out of nowhere, that's kind of like the big thing. Like this, it just comes on almost like narcolepsy.
Cosmic rays.
And if I'm not,
I can't feel them.
I'm not insulin resistant, so it's not an insulin thing. And plus, I'm an intermittent faster. It is something else.
Thyroid?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have been dealing with thyroid forever, but my thyroid's in check. So, yeah, I mean, I've been all over. I have Hashimoto's, but it's in check. So that's all good. It's not that. It's a different kind of exhaustion.
My mom has Hashimoto's, or she did. She had to get it removed.
Ooh, I won't do that. I
Yeah,
won't remove it. But yeah, I'm not on medicine anymore. I decided the allopathic system wanted me sick. But that's a whole other rant. So it's not, but I am familiar with thyroid exhaustion, definitely, for sure. This is a different kind. This is like out of nowhere.
What are you drinking? Spring water, tap water?
I filter my water. I have a Berkey, so I filter it. And then not only do I filter it through Berkey's, the big filter that filters out all the chemicals and fluoride and all that stuff. Then in the bottom, I have shungite. And then when that, so I have that, that's my first layer. And then I move that water into glass carafes with additional shungite. So I drink really great water.
Have you ever heard of that water like that? You pretty much filter out all the minerals, and then it just
I put shungite in it. Hello.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So,
I thought that was something like the container.
No, shungite actually infuses it with Fullerene C60 and all that other good things. So yeah, I drink really good water. Plus I'm a health freak. I eat really, really good food and lots of raw natural food. So I'm well fed and nourished. So it's nothing like that. This is definitely different, Cliff.
I'm imagining like a science laboratory with beakers and little things, little dripping and.
I love all that. I used to have a good beaker collection. I think one of my ex-boyfriends stole them. They were all antique too.
Antiquer beakers?
Mm-hmm. Antiquer beakers, baby. They look good and stuff looked great being served at them.
Do you have any house plants that might be affecting you?
None that I haven't lived with forever. So, and this is kind of new in the last 3 months.
Mold?
Not that I can see. It's, that's mold's always a possibility, but I don't think so. No. But it is, especially out here in the Northwest. I mean, that's come to my mind. And so that's a great question, actually.
Electric currents?
Well, I think this is definitely more on that level.
How's the wildlife been acting around you?
Weird crap going on up there.
Mm-hmm.
So does the wildlife seem affected by anything, or is it all pretty normal?
Okay, so this is where it gets weird. My wolf dogs I seem to be sleeping more. I notice, like, I'll go out and Lucian's he's usually hears things for so far. I'll go out and I can just step out the door, of bells on my door, and he's up and doing laps ready for me to get him. And so he's been dead asleep. So I've been noticing those kinds of habits with the dogs.
The electric company to come check out how they're grounding your wires.
Crazy.
What, Jerry?
Shush. Ooh, the electric company. Come on, whatever.
I don't get it.
You never saw the electric company?
Is that a musical?
Oh, it's a TV show.
An older Sesame Street, older kid Sesame Street.
Oh, that's right.
I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't recall that one.
They would have two people, and they were in silhouette on either side of the screen, and one would say the first part of a word, and the other person would say the second part, and they would.
Oh yeah, I know.
I remember this. Yes,
very addictive. Watching
the electric company again.
Cock.
Again.
Cock. Now we're talking. What symptoms are other people having?
I mean, I've actually this past month and a half to 2 months, I've been really good. Like, things have been really good, just everything. I don't know what's going on. Everything except for my love life.
Ride that wave, baby.
There's nothing which may be a good thing that there's no love life.
Things are good.
Yeah, could be.
You don't need the complications, Steve.
Yeah. So I mean, that's but yeah, things are nice.
Especially since me and Steve are buying a fucking houseboat.
It's true. We're getting that houseboat. It's happening.
Oh shit!
God, I can't wait.
Jerry, I thought that was our plan.
You can come too, Nish.
It's going to be 4 bedroom.
Now that Steve's on board, I'm going to make this happen.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Just need a cosigner. I'll pay the bills.
Boom. There we go.
Igor is my cosigner.
Maybe if we all combine our credit.
We can use Igor like a credit card receptacle. Swipe.
Does it accept the chips?
I think if we all combine our credit, we'll have a combined credit score of 9.
Oh, very, very good. Well, we might even
check mine. It was
James has really good credit.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah. Oh yeah, James has. Yeah,
James almost at 800. So.
Oh God, Nish, you're good too.
I knew you'd have good credit.
I'm sitting at 6s.
I don't have a lot of bills, you guys.
It's
that guy, I know he's got
good
good
credit.
credit.
The highest credit scores.
We know that guy's got good credit.
No.
Don't play it off. I'm seeing right through.
Doesn't have any credit. There's overseas accounts.
Have any credit. That's right.
I can't have any credit score because I pay cash for everything.
That's true.
Attaboy.
Non-existent.
I pay as much as I can as well. So I only have
ask Equifax, who is that guy? What is that guy's credit score? They're like, who?
Exactly. That scares me though. You think
loans, and so
that'll raise your credit.
They monitor you. I mean, you can't.
I'm telling you, I'm blank reg. I'm telling you.
What the fuck is blank reg?
Every day that guy.
Oh my God! Seriously,
that guy.
The other old guy does it.
You drop so many references that just flying over our heads.
You don't know the guy from frickin' Max Headroom that lived in the bus.
Yes.
Blank reg.
Headroom.
I don't remember that. Very good.
I didn't know there was more to that Max Headroom thing other than just his face with the suit and him being all jittery. There's more to it?
No, that was it. No, but the whole Max Headroom backstory was that it was an AI television personality who was hired to replace somebody, or who was created to replace somebody. They took the guy was involved in an accident, and they digitized him and used his image. Yeah, they used his image as a replacement.
Think of all the weird roles that Peter Frewer has played in his career.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was Trash Can Man in God. I'm brain dead today. It was
my life.
Talk about Flip Wilson.
He was Molech.
Wow, that's the most clarity I've seen in Jerry's space in forever.
It's my new pen.
That's amazing. We can see all your piles. Dude.
And if he pulled his pants up, we could get his piles. So,
My pants are so loose. It's like my belt doesn't have any more rungs on it, whatever. Holes.
You losing weight, Jer?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Ow.
Tapeworm? I want to be fighting weight when I'm on my knee.
All right.
Grimstick.
Heck yeah.
Is it are you over polishing your knob?
No, I am for sure though. 100%.
Oh, yeah, well, we know that.
I mean, come on.
It's once a day considered over polish.
I'm a dry guy. I'm a dry guy
Isn't
too.
that like a male standard? Steve, how often do you rub one out?
I mean, like every other day at least, minimum.
At
least every other. I won't say every day because it's not every day. It's not. There's some days when I just go to sleep
But
and
Jerry
don't care.
just said every day.
Well, I asked if that was too much. I didn't say I do.
But there's days where there's days when it's like maybe like 3 days in a row, and then you take a couple of days off or something. It's hit or miss. It all just depends.
Twice that other day.
Two?
Maybe four? Exactly.
We're going averages.
5 times a week average.
That guy, 5 times a week or a day?
A week.
One day.
Don't believe the 5.6.
Don't believe it.
5.6 times a week.
Yeah, just 0.6.
I don't
Because the
watch
0.6 that you quit watching TV. Is that something about Flip Wilson? Are you talking about right now?
Hello?
You mean the inventor of television?
What? I quit watching TV. Let's do this right now. Let me do
stop the show.
No, let's
What are we doing?
Here we go.
James cruising
Hey, Mel.
mistake. James cruising.
Oh, yeah.
Hey man, a woo. GRIMATAKN. G-man, a woo. James cruising mistake. Hey man, a woo.
All right, this is titled "Hate Mail from a Fan," and it says, "Dear Corksuckers, Lames Brews and Dim Steak, your show has done more damage than all the combined historical and contemporary sexual transmitted diseases known and unknown. I once thought you guys were going to say funny things and shit, but you just shit. End of thought. Also, thanks for being in another state. I love you all. Sent from my ass. Love, sincerely, Tim Steak, aka Herpes Tris Afflictus." Herpes Tris Afflictus?
Wow.
Oh my God, it sounds totally like Jerry.
That's what I said. I was like, this could be a Jerry mail. It has the feeling of a Jerry mail, but I don't know.
It totally does.
Herpes Tris Afflictus was really Tris Afflictus.
It's kind of fucking Harry Potter disease. I've got herpes trichophyctus. Give me some butterbeer.
I think we've heard from Martian archaeologist.
Yeah, it could be. He might have came back, paid our revenge. Tim Steak. Who could Tim Steak be? Tim Steak.
There was a Tim Steak in chat.
There was never a Tim Steak in chat. I've blown every single person in chat. This is Grim Bloomy. And I know there was never a Tim Steak.
Graham Dunlap.
No, it could be the only Tim that I know would be Justin's character, Tim the Unliving, in D&D, but that seems very elaborate, and I don't think he'd call us corksuckers. But who knows? But we don't know.
That's a Johnny Dangerously reference.
But yeah, thanks for that hate mail. That was legit and good. So
that was a good one.
yeah, that's nice.
I hated it.
Farging ice hole.
Farging
The
arsehole.
thing about assholes is they stink.
Yes, they do, and that's all you need to know about them. It's literally it.
Just like opinions.
Uh-huh.
Man.
Is that it? One hate mail?
Yeah, just one hate mail, which I mean that was kind of cool. It was actually kind of shocking.
That was good. That suffices. You had
Yeah,
to punch
you know,
that.
it gives us a jingle and some hate to read. You know, I appreciate it. I don't think we've had any reviews.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
At least twice a day.
Forget about the 5 points.
Did we ever play the health segment?
No, you want? Oh yeah, we were talking about health stuff, but we never did the health. Jingle.
I got more health stuff.
I got health stuff.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry I came in and
No.
Nish. Nish, don't you ever apologize to me. You come in here anytime.
Grab a bite to eat while you're listening to this. It's good.
Yeah, get some burgers. Maybe a nice spread.
Yeah, a nice spread. Maybe some ribs.
Some ribs.
Conscious podcast all along the flat earth. The most health conscious podcast all along the flat earth.
Fucking meat mountains.
I'm like, holy fuck! I want to bust down a door and start eating your meat mountain.
That's great.
I forget about the jingles sometimes.
So good.
Felix, I gotta tell you, I get that jingle stuck in my head every time I'm out fishing. I don't know what it is. All along the flat earth.
Along the flat.
Nothing else to think about but the flat earth.
Perfect.
I like how at least it sounds like you're saying earth.
FLADERF. Flat earth.
Exactly. I love that. Oh my god, I love that guy.
Does anybody drink kombucha? Because I think it's poison. Pretty sure.
I buy kombucha and then pour it out on the driveway.
There you go.
And use the bottle. It comes.
I'll do the next best thing.
Yeah.
I just pour it straight to the toilet, completely eliminate the middleman.
It's really not one of those things you should be drinking all the time. It's a medicinal. So.
Well, I've heard that it's just like so much sugar. A lot of stuff that you do.
Yeast, and there's a science in there, Cliff. Come on, the yeast actually eats the sugar.
Science.
So, well, there's like chemistry involved in that.
I'm talking about the ones that are in the shelves. They're just trying to buy into the trend, and they just make these big sugary drinks.
There's two different things there, though, right? So yeast makes alcohol,
right?
And mold makes vinegar.
Yes.
Those two things different.
Yeah. So
okay,
science.
I don't know. It's so easy to make if you're
element
concerned
115.
On Pentium.
That's why they call you that fun guy.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't watch TV. I quit watching TV.
I think I hard there.
Beefsteak's got a question in the chats. He says, "Anyone drink cum?" ?
Anyone drink what?
Cum, like jizz?
Oh,
and I've never tasted it.
Those days are over.
I've never tasted it. I've smelled it.
I gave that up in 1890.
Then there's something wrong with you. You're certainly not very good.
It tastes just like chicks cum, but thicker and whiter.
Thicker and whiter.
Pretty much.
I think it tastes like what
can
people
vary
are
with what you
eating.
eat,
I
right.
mean, it can taste like berries. It can taste like a bunch of stuff. And it can taste nasty as well.
Oh, ranch and hot sauce.
Oh yeah, if you just eat a bunch of wings.
This is from the 1890s, the gay 90s.
Yeah, that wasn't back. Yeah, they didn't have ranch.
It was.
They
It's
didn't
not
have yummy
current.
cum back then, James.
It tasted like dust.
Yeah, dirty, dusty
No,
cum.
it tasted like real Coca-Cola with cocaine.
Oh, with cocaine in it.
yes.
Cocaine cum is the nastiest.
Cocaine
Oh,
cum. Wait,
God,
I think we
Jerry,
just
for
got a
real?
show title. Cocaine cum.
Wait, spotlight on Jerry. Spotlight on Jerry.
Oh,
That's what I've been told.
Really?
Yeah. Because like all those chemicals, are in your fluids that you're about to release, and part of that goes into your prostate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes sense, but it's still.
That's why you take the yummy cum when you're snorting coke.
Yummy cum. Oh yeah, I forgot about yummy cum.
Wait, what?
They're bringing drugs.
Did that?
They're bringing crime.
They're bringing drugs and crime. Yummy cum.
Yep.
Just smuggling yummy cum over the border. Yummy cum and Ogioplex.
I want to be remembered as that
fan.
pineapple tasting motherfucker.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
It concerns me that more frequently our shows revolve around cum, because there's two shows that yummy cum has come up.
It's because it's my favorite product.
There's always cock talk.
You
Wait,
start it.
Oh, it's literally
Yeah.
I'm the only one who starts it.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
obviously talking about cum and stuff, and I'm not here.
Yummy cum,
I don't
Suzanne?
even know
It's
what
a
yummy cum is.
it's some sort of supplement to make your jizz flavored,
It's like
I think.
pills, Suzanne. You can get it at the sex shop. I had a
You
boyfriend.
get it on
that-
fucking Amazon.
Yeah. Well, but we had to get it at the sex shop. I still wasn't having it. There was a time back in, like I said, 1890s when I would do it. I'm like, nah, it's too starchy, too many calories.
It doesn't have any calories,
Jerry, I'm just joking. Har har.
but it does work. It acts like Retin-A on your face.
Yes. Well, I'm from the Cleopatra school where I want it all over my skin, of course.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
You know, it's the best you can have. That's
As long as you
for
take it,
that.
I don't care where it goes.
But
I
in
just
the
figured out my
mouth-
next 3D printing project. I'm going to make a time machine.
Come back. Come back.
1890s.
Let's have some fun, that guy.
Taste my dusty cum.
Just
Oh,
a,
that's
just a
funny.
dust cloud shoots out. Poof.
I'll see you back then.
Yes, to the gay 90s.
Tastes like tobacco or bad whiskey.
That's what they call Palm Springs, California. Is the gay 90s. Everybody that lives there is either gay or 90.
Yeah, exactly.
Or both.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Didn't Houdini retire there? Not Houdini.
Liberace?
Wilson.
Liberace, was it?
Wilson.
Wilson died young.
Oh,
Light
man.
race.
Dick Van Dyke.
Wait, didn't that dude from what's
Oh,
that
spit it
Brown
out,
movie?
goddammit.
I know, sorry.
Patrick Swayze.
Jackie Brown.
Blink 182.
Jackie
Remember
Brown.
that movie Jackie Brown?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
with
do.
Pam Grier.
Okay. Yeah, and the guy who played Max,
It's like Superfly guy.
didn't he die?
Isaac
Or
Hayes.
Shaft. It's Shaft. The guy who
Isaac
The
plays.
old
Hayes?
guy. The old guy.
Shaft is
who was the
Isaac
white
Hayes.
guy.
The white guy. I'm
There-
not. Jerry's
there
not
Had the
pull that up.
office.
There was a guy that was in Jackie Brown. Was it Ricky Jay? Ricky
No,
Jay.
no.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's Ricky Jay.
The hand card magician?
I don't know. No, he was the office guy. He had
Well, Ricky Jay
Gray
died. That's more
hair.
important.
no. Well, he's still alive. I thought the guy had died,
Well, Ricky
but
Jay definitely died.
I think everybody died in 2012.
I think we all died in 2012.
Well, that's, we've been talking about this for a while. Are we fucking dead?
Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't think dead in the classical sense of what we think dead is, but we're something.
But what is dead in the classical sense?
I mean, I would say if we're thinking of death, like just regular on the street, like you're dead, like your actual physical meat suit doesn't exist anymore, and whatever is in your, I don't know, just you don't exist
Well,
on
tell
this
that to the Egyptians.
on this plane. Well, I
No,
mean, yeah.
I get you.
I mean,
Steve.
like right now,
I'm just poking at
in
you.
in
Yeah,
everyday
right.
life, though, if you ask somebody like what's
Yeah,
death,
yeah.
like you're gone. But
Yeah.
who knows what the fuck death or whatever it is, or transitioning or ascending or whatever the fuck.
Death looks like that guy in The Boys holding his girlfriend's two arms after the speed dude runs right through her.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just standing there covered in blood.
Just holding bloody stubs.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof da.
The Flash. He was going too damn fast. The rent was too damn high.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think there's still... I've been just thinking a lot lately just about how we have meaning with language and we attach... Or it's like when we hear things like death or like heaven or hell, these ideas, we have an instant idea or thought of what it is or what it should be, what this is.
Instant boner, maybe.
Instant boners. But we've created language to describe this. But is it something different, or is there things that exist that we can't explain at all and have no language for or anything for at all? But they're a thing.
I think there is, but we've also created inverse language too.
Yeah,
it
exists.
Started a long time ago, like with Michael Jackson's "Bad" and "That's Sick," and so there's all this like slang that's come in and changed. Right, exactly. So nobody really knows what the fuck anyone else is talking about at this point because of this inversion.
Carlos Castaneda used to talk about the tonal and the nawal, which were the things that you can know and the things that there is no the things that you can describe to others and the things that you must experience.
Yeah.
To fully understand. Yeah.
I love Castaneda, by the way. Thank you, that guy.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just watching just so much fucking Japanese shit and just thinking of language in a whole. It's like, it's just, instead of, because when I took high school Spanish, it's like you learn word for word. But
yeah,
I feel like the way that it's made, it's more expressing ideas rather than creating words for words. So it's like, it's finding a way to sentence or structure words into a thought or I'm too drunk and stupid to even explain what I'm saying right now.
What if we were speaking telepathy? What if we got
that would be the perfect way. Well, it's things
right?
like music. Like music, it's universal. Like it's all the same thing. But
Douglas Adams would be perfect. Douglas Adams called telepathy the worst of all social diseases because the slightest thought was broadcast as far as the ends of the universe.
Mine would just be clips of Trump.
Pure. So if we're thinking telepathic, it's pure and it's there's no hiding behind or being snaky or slimy with the cover of verbal languge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the countermeasure. That was the countermeasure that he described, was that the race that had become expensive because of their piety was inflicted with the worst of all social diseases, which was telepathy. So that to keep their slightest thoughts from being broadcast to the ends of the universe, they had to talk incessantly and at great volume about the stupidest things that cross their minds, like their small illnesses and the pains in their big toes and things like that.
And look at us now. But also, if you overlay that with something like, say, Neuralink, where that's a path, that's a very visible path towards telepathy and communication on that level. It gets tricky.
And if you map it onto something like Twitter, and you start to have a real analog for the difference between just communicating constantly about the most banal shit that you can come up with and communicating with real substance with people that you care about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about catchers in baseball and how they do those signals and how the third base coach does the symbols where they take their hat off and then wipe their shoulder and
titty twister.
Right, the nonverbal and
two fingers on their right thigh, or how spies will approach each other and they'll look at each other's shoelaces, and if their shoes are tied a certain way, it means one thing. If it's tied a different way, it means another thing.
Or that handshake, that hand gesture, or when we are connected to Neuralink, instead of all this little chit chat about the great weather, someone's like, I just want to fucking bang you. Instead of, isn't this great weather?
Yeah. I just want to fuck. I know that.
Right? Or,
I'm sorry.
How fat your pussy is. You know, shit like that. Like we've lost. There will definitely be, whether you come to it through a psychic training, learning how to be that way, or you get hooked up. There's going to be a learning curve there. It's going to be interesting.
Well, then you have to flip it around and talking about words and how language, at least in the United States, is just being weaponized, and key phrases, and people only want to see what they want to see in these headlines, and like I think that has an effect. You know, I think Melhor, I was just looking in the chat. Melhor stated something earlier about how words, you know, manifesting in reality. So
exactly,
if this fear porn is being broadcasted constantly, what do you think's going to happen if it's plastered daily? If I mean, I know Felix doesn't watch TV anymore, but if you do flip on the television, it's you're just getting enamored by bullshit.
Yeah, but
thank God we don't let that things bother us that much. You know, I mean,
but the social engineering there, you know, it's all set in place. It's all done by clever people, and so you know this. This crowd knows all this. Yeah, that it's these the magicians, right? Thoughts are things, and how, and then this even goes, isn't it in the Bible? The first thing was like a sound or something.
The
Bible
word in the beginning is the word.
Yeah.
Word up.
Queef from the Bible. So, but, you know, like this is actually becoming old school. This is OG now. I think a lot of people understand the power of words, and they use them real cleverly and pretend not to. You see this in bullshit relationships, and you also see it though in the music industry heavily forever. And if you watch interviews with interesting people in the world, it's easy to dissect where they're having this interplay with the magic of words. And I'm not talking in a lawyerly or barrister type sense. I'm talking in a magical sense. It's visible once you have the cheat sheet, I suppose.
I agree.
Speaking of these words and this health thing, like, what do you think when you hear Beyond Meat?
You fucking just jumping off,
no, like it has to. I mean, like we're trying to, Beyond
it's
Meat.
Beyond Meat.
Fake
it's past
meat.
meat.
It's
better than meat.
Yes,
Monster cock. That's
there are
what
these new
Monster
companies.
cock, is that what you said,
There are
Jerry?
these new companies.
Yes.
It sounds like a PSA for lesbianism. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Beyond Meat and
You know
KFC
what? It
announced today that they're testing a fried plant-based nugget.
Are you serious?
Wings.
That's news today? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, their Impossible Burger was very successful.
Well, which was Burger King was so there's these two companies basically. It's one has gone public. Yeah, so they're just jumping finally on board. Even Subway's involved with this now too, I guess. So Burger King rolled out its Impossible Whopper.
Is this this with in conjunction with Beyond Meat? Is that who's supplying?
Yeah, and then Subway announced its plans to test the Beyond Meatball Marinara in 685 of their stores. Yeah.
I just want to throw a little thing out there saying that Cruising with Steak does not endorse in any way, shape, or form any sort of fake meat substitute products or anything of that sort. Please go to your local butcher, buy your meat there. That's where you're supposed to get meat. Continue, James. I'm sorry.
No, just so there's these two companies that are battling. Yeah, so Beyond Meat is already a public company.
Yeah,
and then this Impossible Foods is the other one that's trying to like dig into competition, basically. So it's,
where do you? And what about? So it was at the space station again. I don't know where this is, but where they're. We know there's techs out there though, where they're growing meat in labs. Is that tying into any of this? Where does that fit into all this? Yeah, so it's meat, but it's not really. It's meat technically, but it's also not really meat.
Yeah, plant-based
Beyond
food options, man. I don't know. Yeah, like Beyond Meat, right? Yeah, so it's like the power of words. Yeah, like
More
like you
human
said,
than
you know,
human.
these people are creative motherfuckers.
Plastic.
You know, like plastic.
I had a friend that I had a friend that was an actor for a long time. I think he's still an actor, but I was at a cookout with him, and he had a bunch of vegetarian friends over. And he's standing in front of the barbecue grill, and he says, "So, would you like a vegetarian hot dog?" And I said,
"Hot dog."
I said, "That's a stick."
Yeah. Dude, that was probably one of the worst things I've ever had was a knot dog. Yeah. There was this vegan place in Tremont here, which was like,
I think they're so good.
So gross.
I don't eat them anymore because of all the soy that they're really gross for you. But man, I do.
Seriously though, I mean, vegan stuff, in particular in desserts, either it rocks or it sucks.
Right. It is. I'm with you, that guy. Seriously, there
Yeah.
can be some mind-blowing stuff out there, and then oftentimes there's just oh my god, there's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, there's a place in San Diego called Sips. I don't even know if it's still around anymore, but they had it was an all vegan place, and they were using textured vegetable protein (TVP), and I was kind of surprised. It was actually pretty good. They had TVP shrimp in vegan pho, and I just was shocked. It was
actually it was good. Yeah, I've definitely had good vegan food. It just depends, and it's definitely. But you know beyond all that though, what really is creeping me out is this growing of the meat, like of real meat. It's real meat grown in the lab, and I don't know. There's something like I would rather just have that from an Amish raised animal, or something that had a good life, and then have it grown in a lab. That there's something grosses me out about that.
I don't understand that, because literally it's like meat is muscle, and muscle. Yes. It's how are you going to grow a
unless we're talking veal.
Oh yeah, unless we're talking veal. Yeah, give me those baby cows. So fucking. That was what I want to take a time out. Let me.
Jerry can show you how to grow a muscle.
So when I first started cutting meat like 10 years ago, the place I used to work at, we did lamb and veal there, and like these fucking like veal short loins and veal things, it's literally like cutting a baby. Like it's because you cut like the regular cow pieces, then you have like these little baby pieces, and it's just like this isn't right, because it looks like like a short loin looks like a short loin, but it's just like miniature, and it just makes you feel like you're chopping up babies.
Have you cut babies before? Were you like a prep chef on Mesquite Island or something?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've had experience with cutting up some babies. Back alley abortion clinics. Got to make money on the side.
Finally, it comes out, Steve.
I got to get my hustle.
I know who you're batting for.
We all know that, my 20s didn't exist. Who knows what Grimsteak was doing in his 20s.
Oh,
you're like Jesus.
I'm like Jesus, exactly.
Yes,
I came back
right. You just show back
I formed Cruising with Steak to spread the message, spread the word. And then somebody's going to crucify me, I'm sure.
What episode is this?
118, 17, 18, 19? I don't know.
Numerology in there.
I'm good. Is it 119? Do I have to look at this? 118. Man, 118 episodes? What the hell?
Gravy.
That is crazy.
What a bunch of wanksters.
I know.
Wow, congratulations on that.
I'm going to tell you.
85 this week, I think.
It's all thanks to you guys and the friendships we've made along the way.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, 100%. Because if me and James, like, just us, just had to keep finding guests, the podcast probably would have ended, like, a year and a half ago. But just having this community here and being able to just do this weekly, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we built something that really vibes, I think, with a lot of people. And thanks for coming along for the ride.
Yeah, come ride with
hopefully
us.
live. Yeah.
I'm loving the Love Fest.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that like you created a little pocket of friends.
Big whiny baby of a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the friendship with you guys have probably lasted longer than most of my real life friends. Like over 2 years.
Well, at least
like
they're,
people come
you know,
and
the
go.
thing is about all this group of people is it's real, and it's, you know, we're not afraid to be ourselves and communicate, and you know, that's what I cherish. Is it's
and we're important to each other.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And we know it.
I imagine us being like an 80s hip hop rap crew with
Hell yeah.
Oh Lord.
medallions, boomboxes.
Yes, just high top Reeboks.
That's fucking great.
Breakdancing.
It's funny too. Yeah, because you're talking about like before. I don't know. Maybe you weren't too into talking about crazy shit like this, but now it's funny. Like like I play softball, and all the, you know, obviously a lot of those dudes aren't into this kind of shit. But then once you get them down, and they learn who I am over a year and a half now, that, you know, that they know me, and because they listen to this show and shit. I mean, I'd say a handful of them that listen to it.
And now they call you Two-Face Cruz.
Well, my jersey on the back says Cruz.
If they're your friends, if they listen to the show, and
it's great.
Talk to you, that you're
and they really start letting it fly for sure. It's pretty cool. And before, you know, when you just wouldn't hear crazy conversations like that. I mean, you have a select little group of friends maybe that I used to hang with back in the day, but now it's like then they hear you do a show. And then they just start spilling the beans on all these crazy weird things that like they've witnessed or felt or think that's wrong. You know, or,
well, dude, everybody has an experience. Today. Everybody does, and and that's the whole thing. It's like there's these weird moments in your life when the veil just kind of thins, and you experience something that is not normal at all, and it happens to tons of people all the time. And it's like, what you don't know what that is. You can't calculate it scientifically, so people just debunk it because there's no way of, you know, being able to put it on charts and graphs and put it in a science book. But the shit happens.
Even the kid that teaches my son how to skateboard, Joey. Shout out to Joey. I know he's been listening the last few. I'm sorry, but for your ears. But he's a good dude, man. He's a good kid. He's a woodworker. He's a thinker. He's a really smart dude, and he's an amazing skateboarder. And him and my son, they hang out all the time, like Saturday mornings, and they go skate, and it's crazy. Like he listens to the show. Like I pick up so many random people along the way too, and they love talking about stuff. It's a lot of fun.
People need a release. Did you talk about the Chappelle stuff?
we kind of brushed on it, but we didn't go like super deep.
Well, just explain. This is what we're talking about. I mean, this is exactly what James is talking about. Is it? People need a release. Chappelle let it go. I love Chappelle always.
He always spoke his mind.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and
then he got ridiculed like a motherfucker for it.
Everyone does. Look at all the comedians that, I mean,
which is bullshit. You should not, like, comedy is comedy. Like, those guys should be untouchable. You should be able to say anything you want in the world.
Wait, Steve. Free speech should remain sacred. You should be able to say what you want, period.
Fuck yes.
What I say is what I say.
Amen, Alice. God, thank you, Trump.
But it definitely in-houses a comedy. We should, the jester, if the Masons can have their jester, you know, why can't the public? Can I get it?
Yeah.
Amen. Yes. Hallelujah. Yep.
It's, you know, we should be able to explore absurdities through comedy, if nothing else. And the fact that comedy in general now is so disgustingly dry in a bad way, not in a good way.
Well, it's like when they took art out of school, you know?
Right. And so this is the thing, and this is what's great about like this podcast. People can come on and, you know, you can just, there's a sense of mirth here and folly, and definitely a sense of, you know, let your freak flag fly and speak your mind. And
Absolutely.
I think that's the beauty of this podcast, and people that are attracted to it understand that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to do more promo clips for you.
I love you, Nish. You're the best.
I love you too, baby.
I remember seeing.
Beefsteak's coming. God, he's coming to CryptidCon, which we need to talk. Things are heating up right now, guys. Things are getting spicy.
Ooh, do tell more.
CryptidCon in a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, that soon?
Yeah, it's happening. Just so much meat space hugging is going to be going on. I can't wait.
Have you set your intention?
I set my intention every day. Are you kidding me?
Has James set his intention?
I wake up every morning and it's my ritual to say morns in all the chats, and then I sit there for a second and thank the universe that I was able to actually wake up, because every day that my eyes open in the morning is an automatic win. That's an automatic win right there. If you get to wake up in the morning,
boner, right?
It is exactly. It's like, okay, I get to experience it again.
What if you got like a big eye booger?
The resurrection.
It's like,
you're okay with that?
I mean, a big eye, just pick it out. Because no matter how shitty things get, like, we still get to exist and experience this bullshit and just see what it's all about.
I'm so with you. This is
like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who
If I wake up with a boner,
we do get this excitement because it is exciting.
It's a pee boner.
Oh yeah, exactly. Then you have to do like handstands just to take a leak. It's crazy. Just do like crazy contortions. Yeah.
Today, Satan.
Piss through that boner. Man. Oh, Felix,
it's a wild ride.
Felix, how's the album sales going?
At first, there was a couple people bought it, and then it became like you got to stay like relevant, and you got to keep putting things out, and then you have to. Like,
I retweet all your tweets about it.
Thank you. I feel like the next thing I got to do is like do like music videos and like claymation for each of the songs. But
if you do, God, that would be so incredible. That would be incredible. If you claymation music video.
But at this point, I'm just gonna let it just slide, let it ride, and then I'll promo it every once in a while. Yeah. But it's a big relief to just have it done, because that's been like all I've been thinking about for like the past like year and a half or two.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've been listening to it a lot. But what I gotta say, no, I don't know what I'm gonna say, because literally my brain was just like, you wish you remembered what you were gonna say.
It's about claymation.
It might have been. It could have been something about claymation. Nope. This is what happens, kids. Don't do drugs.
Some about eye boogers?
Yeah, eye boogers. Nope, it's gone. There's nothing in my head right now. Continue.
But if anyone wants to get the album out there, it's sirfelix.bandcamp.com, and the album's called A Nighttime Boutique.
Nighttime Boutique.
Get it digitally with money. Mm-hmm. Listen to it. Mm-hmm. Love it. And then pass it on digitally. I was gonna ask Nish. I remember seeing on your Twitter that you have a cottage or something, and you said that someone left a knife.
Oh, really
crude knife.
Oh yeah,
outside.
That was crazy, Nish. What's that all about?
I don't know. It was it was left on the boundary, but it was left right by my mailbox where it'd be seen. And it was also wrapped in those blue workshop paper towels. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was placed, it wasn't thrown out. It was placed there so it would look like kind of trash, and I would pick it up. I mean, that's definitely there because I'm going to pick up trash that's in my yard. And sadly, that's all too often. And so I went to after rolling my eyes, because I'm so offended that people litter, it just offends me. It still just offends me. Like it's such a big
Same
deal.
here.
I'm like that woman out. I'll be in my yard and I'll see people take their big fucking gulps and throw them, usually in my yard.
That's sickening.
I'm aggressive with it. I'm like, I'm in your face with it. It's so tacky. I'm so offended by it. And if you're one of those people, you suck. Anyway,
Yeah.
next. So there's this, it's there by my mailbox, which is in my pathway every day. It's a place I go every day. So it wasn't there the day before. And because I do pick up the trash, at least where I see it and encounter it, it was going to be picked up. So I reached down and I realized, oh shit, there is something heavy in there. And so I clearly discovered it was that knife thing. Michael Watcher said it was, crudely and easily made, but of course he's a metalsmith, like I couldn't do it. And so it's like, I'm not a metalsmith, so I didn't even know, but I did think it was cool looking. It's covered in, so I'm guessing it was an old piece of metal.
JJ made it.
And Michael looked at it in person and he said, he broke it down. I don't even understand all that terminology, but it looked, so it's got lots of black on it, which to me looked like old blood.
Right.
And then was obviously like red on it, like paint.
Yeah. It looked like paint. It almost, like faux blood.
It looked like, and they look like, if you look at them, they kind of look like sigils.
Mm-hmm.
I started to read into it, but Michael said it was probably an old piece of metal that was painted red. And I'm just like, well, what's the black? All that black goo.
Was it sharp?
Yes, and it had just been freshly sharpened, and it was crudely sharpened, but sharp. That will cut a bitch.
Was there like a comic book convention in town or any kind of cosplay people there?
No. And that would be in Portland, not here. And so it's, I posted it, Jerry. I put a video on all my accounts. And because
I saw it.
Yeah. And because I needed to make sure that, because when I called, just a backstory, the last couple of times I dealt with the popo, dealing with stuff that was like that's gotten too close to my cottage and inside, they say, basically you need a dead body. I mean, that's kind of, they didn't officially say, but, prove it up, first of all, and which is very lawyerly. And second of all, there's, you can create a report, but there's nothing to be done. So I just stopped calling the popo. And so now I'm just going to put stuff like that on social media and send it stuff to friends. I talked to Suzanne a lot of that stuff. And, so that's what it is, Steve. I don't know. It's either some kid around here thinks it's really cool, or someone found my address and decided to give me something they thought was cool, or it's a threat.
I think I'd go with more of a kid, or just a random. I don't think anybody would have found your address and tracked you down. That's just the feeling that I get.
It's not any kind of like ancient relic.
No.
Van Helsing blade or something, right?
No, it's not. Well, there are people around here that dig up dirt from my yard, so I've actually chased them off.
Oh
so
man, you got almost grave robbers coming onto your property.
Yes, I think it's like everyone knows I'm a witch, but I'm also in the Pacific Northwest where everyone's a witch, and these days everyone is a witch.
Yeah.
So it's a bad meme. And, I'm always joking about that. Mm-hmm. But I think people who are close to me understand the difference between the facsimile and the real thing. Honey, this is real, 100%.
Yeah.
Put that stamper on my ass, AAA. And, and so people that get in proximity with me understand that difference. So I think that some of the people I've chased off getting dirt are doing it for those memes. And they've been respectful while they're running away. Like one's like, man, you're gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the dirt. And I'm like, I saw what you did, young man. You know, like it's a weird interaction.
You're gorgeous. Thank you for the dirt. God, I want to say that to somebody at some point in my life.
Little guy, I was so funny. I went down because I crossed the thing where you could see me. I'm like, I saw what you did. And then he didn't have to turn around, but he did with his pile of dirt. So it could be one of those kinds of people for sure. And
you should have shot some fireballs at him, Nish. I know you could shoot fireballs. Don't bullshit
Wait,
me.
Igor can. Igor has all the superpower up in here. So, right, Michael Watcher thought it was non-threatening as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The jury's out for me. I've not made a conclusion either way because there are people that are threatening towards me, and I have had some very seriously threatening things happen around here. So it's either way for me. Some people thought it was like I can't believe it was Solaris maybe. Some people thought it was like get ready to fight. I mean, I have had so many interesting layers of feedback.
Well, I wonder if the feedback that you get has to relate with what kind of feelings that those people at the time are feeling. Like if they're almost projecting the feelings they get from the knife onto you, and then they're just like, no, this is what like, who knows?
Well, that's the nature of the other world, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always dealing with projection, and our own and others. And so, yeah, like I said, I lean towards it's one of these nerdy, like hoodoo-y people around the neighborhood that takes my dirt and stuff like that. And maybe that's the safe place for me to land. Otherwise, the idea that it was left as a threat is unnerving because it is a scary instrument. And whereas I say in the video, it is cool. If it came to me in a cool way, I'd feature it. I'd honor it. Honey, there'd be an Instagram post in a good way. And I do it in a video. I put all cute in a video with it slashing around.
To be practical, you might just have to assume that it is for a cool reason.
I won't touch it. I've left it alone. I've had suggestions on what to do. It's like I just am leaving it be. Yeah. And I haven't really thought of it till you brought it up, but it does exist and it's there, and it's one of those anomalies. But I just wanted to make sure, there have been a lot of threats on me, Cliff, and in my house, and like there's been in-house stuff that's gone on. I'm not going to talk about publicly.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. I mean, we'll
do some cruising with steak intentions for your protection, some protection rituals.
I was going to say, bring it to a foundry. And then take the money and donate that to like a charity.
Oh, turn it into a positive? Like just take the energy, like take a negative energy and turn it into a positive? Yeah.
I do like that idea.
I see what you're doing there.
I see. You got magical twinkle toes.
Patent pending.
Hey, you know what? I just realized? We have John Fletcher here from the Wonderful Hog Story podcast. What's up, Fletcher?
Hello. Did that guy leave?
Hey, yeah, that guy. He leaves. He just bails. He does that.
He's creeping.
Yeah, he does.
He knew I was coming in here, so he bailed out.
He possibly did. How's it going, John?
Hey, it's going pretty good. I just got done eating some dinner, so I've got a full belly.
We've been going on the health food segment, I think, the entire show so far.
Yeah, we
so
what'd
you had to eat?
Segments.
Wait, is John's over here in Portland, right?
Texas. He's Texas.
Portland, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Portland, Texas.
Sorry, John.
Oh, no problem. No, I had steak and some potatoes.
So, yes, right.
Classic.
Nice.
Cooked it on the grill. I made just a hot sauce with a lot of cayenne pepper, so it was nice and spicy, and some bacon fat. Had the potatoes cooked that way, and then just threw the steak on the grill. Had some steak seasoning, whatever it is. I keep wanting to call it Manitoba steak seasoning, but it's Montreal.
Montreal steak.
Yeah, yep. Manitoba.
We need to come out
Montreal
with a rub or something. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys do need to come out.
Well,
with
I know Hog Story does. You guys were doing some crazy hot sauce giveaway or something, right?
Yeah, that's one of the hot sauces I was using was one that I got. I just found this website that has a boatload of hot sauces. So I bought a thing called a mystery bucket. And 6 hot sauces. They pick them out for you. It's 2 premium hot sauces, so the hottest of the hot ones, 2 best sellers, and then 2 staff favorites.
Damn.
So how hot can you take it?
Not that hot. I'm working myself up to it. I enjoy spicy food, but I haven't tried any of the really, really, high Scoville level ones.
Yeah, I'm like 9th degree of hell.
There's this show on YouTube, right? I think a lot of people are hip to it. It's like I'm gonna say like a podcast, but it's like it's along those lines, but it's like an interview with a celeb or whoever.
Pop culture figures eating spicy shit.
Well, it's hot sauce. There's like 6 hot sauces, and they go down the line, and like by the end of it, people are just melting.
It's hot ones.
Hot ones, right? Yeah.
They have some pretty good celebrity ones.
Yeah, they just had like Stone Cold on there, I think. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you know one of my favorite eating shows that's on YouTube right now is Irish People Try. It's called.
Oh
yeah,
Irish people trying all kinds of different shit.
Oh my god, yeah, the Stone Cold one. Stone Cold Steve Austin puts the stunner on spicy wings. Almost 10 million views, and that's 1 week ago.
Oh my god.
My favorite
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah, we are. Holy crap.
John, are you religious?
Not really. I was raised Southern Baptist, but that's gone.
Where'd it go?
It doesn't exist, folks.
I have my own Trump soundboard. I could bring that out.
Do it. Let's have some fun.
No, I'm not.
We did last
I don't know where it went. It left, I guess, because I started paying attention to what they were doing with the money, and that really bugged me because it went against a lot of the stuff they were teaching.
Mega churches.
About. Yeah. Oh yeah. I went to a church. It was rather large.
Tammy Faye Baker or whatever. The fuck it was.
It's what is it called? It's Mobberly Baptist Church in Longview, Texas, and it's the town at the time only had 70,000 people, and I'm willing to bet it was safe to say that 20,000 people went to that fucking church.
Oh wow, that's what they call fellowship.
Yes.
Lord of the Ring.
Of the Ring.
Way in that town, there was a town called Longview Baptist Temple. They kept the cable company from having MTV in town until 2003.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
But by that time, it was past its heyday.
Exactly.
So I bet it was hard to get a D&D game in that town.
Oh, you couldn't get anything cool in that town. No, Dungeons and Dragons for sure. No way.
God, that's crazy.
You're rolling those dice straight to hell, son.
Well,
Mama said D&D's for the devil.
From the devil.
You know, it's
my.
You hear people bitching about Sharia law, but it's like fundamental Christianity. It's just
You're not a nice person.
You can't tie your law to your religion. It's not cool.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anything where they do
the difference.
Yes.
It's not a good idea.
No, not at all.
Church and state it's supposed to be different, right?
Isn't that what religion means? A law.
It's a law.
Yeah, it means beliefs.
I don't know. I think we should just start one. Let's get that tax exempt status. That's all I want.
Hey, baby, I'm all down with that. Let's get some sick.
We'll get a bunch of houseboots. We'll tie them together and have a commune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
International waterways.
International waters.
Well, no, that's that. When we had Joe from OBDM on, he was talking about the seasteading, where people do that.
Yes.
They make these colonies out in the oceans. But I guess one of the seasteads that they did outside of like the Philippines, they actually went out and shut them down and were like, no, you're not doing this. Like, and they
I saw that.
They broke up their entire colony.
Bullshit.
It's crazy. You can't even like escape any reach of any government in this world.
Meeting in the minds, none for you.
No. Cruising with Steak is the freest thing on the internet right now.
No doubt.
That should be. You need to do a soundbite of that and make something out of that.
Absolutely.
Cliff needs to do something with that.
Somebody needs to remind me about this because, I mean, honestly, I'm not even going to remember tomorrow what we talked about when I go to post
Free
the show.
thinker segment.
Well, but Cliff heard it, and you know, cruising with Steak is the last free zone or something. You know, There's a tagline in there.
I'll go back.
There's an earworm in there.
Earworms. There's yeah. Heck yeah.
My new camera's fucked up. What the hell?
Hey, I'm sending a shout out to Zach Hawkins because he just reached out to me on Twitter saying, "Hey, been listening to Cruising with Steak Hive Nox Mente on Jerry's YouTube and decided to follow us."
Oh my!
Yeah, he just messaged me on Twitter too. So Zach Hawkins, and I was like, "Hey, we're actually live right now." Zach Hawkins, shout out to you, buddy.
Yeah, right. This is all about you right now, Zach. We're calling it out.
He
nice
lives.
to meet you, brah.
He lives very close to me.
Well, it was one of those strange
You know him,
things.
Jerry?
I know him by YouTube comments, but
Okay.
Yeah,
I was. Yeah, go on.
He says he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of bad jokes.
Well, that's the thing.
You'll fit right in.
He's got some great artwork. I was because like he followed me and it was like nobody follows this guy, and I was like, what? I was like, this never happens. I was like, is this some random fan that's actually reaching out for real? So I followed him back, and he's got this sweet artwork and shit going on here.
Yeah,
that's why I followed him too. I pretty much will follow you if you'll follow me, and I always check you out.
Exactly.
If there's shit in there I don't like, I will clearly not follow. Or if it's a private account, I don't. Or if it is an interesting private account, I'll follow and watch the pending. But I'm a follow for follow. But I'm also that bitch that if you unfollow my ass, I will unfollow your ass too, because I don't play that game.
I also want to say the best news feed on Twitter is from Jerry, so I don't know why everybody's not following him. Jerry, you should have 50,000 followers or more.
Going, doesn't he?
With your news links all day. That's the only place I get news from.
Especially my good looks.
Every time I'm on the toilet, that's what I do.
Because I don't look at news anymore, but Twitter's where I get my news.
I got Google News set up to give me. I've got all these keywords, and it just pulls me a list of headlines. That
God, I used to have an app that did the tweet stuff, I guess social. No.
Oh yeah, I used to use Flipboard. That was no good.
No, I don't know. Darren told me a while ago. I don't have it anymore though.
Apps are too slow.
It started with an M. I don't remember.
Oh, you must not be using those quantum apps. I've been using
quantum app.
Oh, I'm using a fucked up old Samsung
your
phone.
D-Wave app.
5 years old at least, because I'm gonna want to upgrade.
It knows what I like even before I like it.
D-Wave, baby. You know what that means? Shaking. If it's shaking, don't come a knocking. D-Wave shaking everyone.
D-Wave.
That we can all just Neuralink up, and then we don't have to worry about any of this.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna share my...
And then when I'm thinking nasty thoughts about you, Steve, you're gonna get a little something.
Oh, I can't wait, Nish. check out this. Look at this video I'm sharing screen right now. I put it in the chats for anybody listening live.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Holy
it's this huge bitch.
Whooping ass.
She's just throwing this dude around.
She is a bad Bama Jamma. Look at her.
That was my ex-wife for a second.
Chucking this dude.
And she's all sumoing this.
Yeah,
this is why I love sumo.
Do you see that first throw? Look at her form in that first throw. It's amazing. She's boom, look at that.
Both feet planted.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's only got one shoe on. She's got one shoe.
I love her. That is some realness. Look at that.
Chun-Li.
I want to
It's like a sumo move, you guys, for real.
He's a mix between Chun-Li and E Honda.
Chun-Li and E Honda.
The other girl in the back's like, that's my bag.
And look at the black dude in the back just losing his shit.
I'm expecting
great. There's like 8 things going on at once.
Yeah, this is a great video.
And 6 people watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the star of the show is clear. I mean,
Oh yeah, she's dominating that dude.
Someone needs to do like an oil painting of like a still frame of this.
It's like Faster Pussycat Kill. I mean, she's on that level. She's
No doubt.
with the outfit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she doesn't have a big cheetah print tattoo on the side of her neck. That's out right there.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, she's got no ink. That's really, you figured she'd have something on.
you need a
claw scratching mark.
Oh, that's great.
Russ Myers all the way.
Like the mouth growls.
I
when
can't stop watching
when
this.
her thigh flexes.
Really, I love her form.
Yeah, that's good.
She
She's
looks
just
like she's like 5'1".
Oh
yeah, she's just dominating that dude. That is awesome.
She gets momentum from that guy that bumps into her.
Bumps into her.
Right, she's like a pro. She's using this. She's like a pro.
Yeah. He must have pushed her or something because his arm is out. She's grabbing him by his arm and flinging him down. She's done that shit before too.
Oh yeah, that's experience.
She's had some
There's
martial
40
arts.
pounds of tits fucking throwing that dude to the ground, dude. Yeah.
You're talking one tit. That's one.
Yeah, okay, my bad.
Stacked.
It is. That's a cyclops. Just cycloptic. Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love her. Jesus, that's right, girl.
All right. This is getting retweeted, and we're stop sharing.
She's awesome.
Nothing better than visuals on a podcast.
Oh,
but
man.
I mean, obviously, you could.
That's why you should listen
hear
live. links in the chats. Or check out my Twitter at Gromsteak, because some fuck took Grimsteak like 10 years ago for some reason.
That's
Probably a Norwegian, Grim or Scandinavian.
Could be.
Grim. Grim is so Scandinavian.
Oh,
Grim.
Grim and Frostbitten. Like classic. Metal, dude. Metal.
Grim-bitten. Should we do another segment?
Yeah,
What should we
crypto?
You want to do the cryptozoology
Sure.
segment?
Sure.
Okay. Here,
I'm getting ready for Crypticon.
Yeah, and I
Crypticon.
love this jingle.
It's a great jingle. Where's it at? I think this is the one.
Hey. Ooh.
I don't know what that shit is. I'm not gonna go chase goofy interdimensional ape men. Come on.
Cruising with Steve. Cryptozoology segmento. Cruising with Steve. Cryptozoology segmento. Cruising with Steve. Cryptozoology segment. Yeah.
I skipped the whole cryptozoology phase.
Oh, for real?
Right,
You don't believe in monsters?
I don't know what that shit is. I'm not gonna go chase goofy interdimensional ape men. Come on.
They're obviously interdimensional.
Come on, YOLO.
Dude, they're just the robots of the Greys.
Oh, I would say the other way around.
Oh, you think the Greys are little robots of the Bigfoot?
Probably. Well, Bigfoots are probably projecting reptilians into our brains to make us fearful. They're probably our overlords.
I would totally believe that. They live in the Hollow Earth, controlling us from the underground. Totally.
I think we just solved the mystery. This whole planet is controlled by Bigfoot.
Yeah, and everyone on it is controlled by stupid stories about Hollow Earth and Bigfoot and E.T.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love that. Damn.
Oh, so good. What do you got, James?
Oh man. Well, there's a couple. I'm trying to get my wife to text me the picture of it, but she showed me this picture of. She's like, "Would you consider this a chupacabra?" I'm like, "What? Let me see that." And it is a crazy looking, like it almost looks like a coyote, but like it has those weird like hind legs that look like a kangaroo, like real
Dude,
wide thick legs. Like
we got to see this.
It's a gnarly looking thing. I'm trying to get her to text it. I just right when you I pulled something else up, but right when I was saying it, I'm like, oh my god, last night she just showed me this thing, and I guess it's an unknown animal been running around Bay Village around here, and it's I said it, I was like, it looks like a mangy dog, but then in a couple other pictures of it, like it looks really crazy looking, dude. Like almost not like a dog nose, but like this weird like beak looking type face, pointy to the snout, lower front arms, and these real crazy thick wide like kangaroo looking back legs. And I don't. It's hard to tell. I haven't seen a far away picture of it. It's pretty close up. Like people saw this or something in their backyard. They've been seeing this thing and they've been snapping pics of it. But like, why would a chupacabra be up here? Wait, but you never know. So I'm thinking it's like a coyote. That was my first thing. It's kind of a little bit mange looking, you know, like the tail, everything, you know, like the scruff
could
of
just
its
be
neck.
a mangy coyote.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But so I thought that was kind of weird. But there is an exhibit in Cleveland here at the Museum of Art, and it's an exhibit about like the deception of monsters in the medieval world. So it's kind of like all these little just myths basically. So myths of monsters captivated the imagination of medieval men and women, just as they were continuing to fascinate us today. Drawing on the Morgan Library and Museum's superb collection of illuminated manuscripts and all of its major expositions, the first of its kind in North America, will explore the complex social role of monsters in the Middle Ages. So the full disclosure time, I was born and raised in the greater Cleveland area. Same here. Hey. And willingly returned after living elsewhere for many years. I only lived elsewhere for 3 years. I am glad the exhibit doesn't focus on the economic and social monsters that have plagued the city for a long time. But after hearing about the medieval monsters, terrors, aliens, and wonders exhibit running to, oh my God, I got to go to this. This goes till October 6th. I plan to attend this. Medieval painting, sculptures, literature were used to enhance power, alienate marginalized groups in society, Jews, Muslims, women, the poor. Some things never change, and yet depicted in contradictory, peaceful settings. However, I especially want to see the deceptions of a monster, or depictions of a monster I haven't heard about before. Headless men with their faces on their chest, known as the Blimies.
The Blimies. I like that.
Yeah, BLEMMYES.
Blemmies? The Blemmies?
Yeah. Well, they used to be the Lemmings, but I've never heard of a Blimey. This sounds pretty badass. First known to the reference of the headless humanoids was around 25,000 years ago in the Herodotus.
They were a nomadic tribal kingdom that existed from at least 600 BC to the 3rd century.
Yeah.
Interesting. Headless people.
Out of Africa. Yeah, they were out of Africa and around Ethiopia.
There was one up in Westchester County, New York, too.
Was that
Horseman.
Oh, geez. Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, let's see. Accounts of headless men continue to appear regularly in writings and letters, including the stories of Alexander the Great, who was said to have captured 30 of them. The legends of the Blimies became so popular, early map makers included pictures of them on maps and locations they allegedly roamed. Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
You know how they got that name, right?
I don't know.
When they first encountered these people, they went, "Blimey, he's got
yeah. Those map depictions could explain why Christopher Columbus made a special note in his official trip report. He had a trip report that I have not thought of. Sir Walter Raleigh in his discovery of New Guinea. Guiana. Guyana said that these natives told him of headless men living on the banks of the Kuara River.
That's where the Kuara disease comes from.
Yeah, Kuara. while explorer John Locke went to Ghana in West Africa, reported people without heads called blimies having their eyes and mouth in their breasts. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, as expected, there are local or logical explanations for what these people thought were headless humans. One is that the explorers were puzzled by the unusual sight of people with very short or no necks at all. Another is the practice of warriors in some cultures took their heads close to their chests for protection. So they just bent down like they like
Damn.
bent down. They could also have been some confusion that the strange images depicted were on breastplates were actually their faces. Yeah, like armor.
Sounds just like a Halloween costume.
Yeah. And that was a plausible theory that these were what these people were seeing, in fact, were not humans but apes, because their head is like level with their top of their
the
neck,
missing
basically.
link. So the missing link is what you're telling me right now.
How could so many medieval map makers and artists, explorers have been wrong about blimies, or were they? I'm gonna go check out this exhibit. It sounds interesting.
Sounds pretty rad.
Dude, I'll have to go with my new Zoom camera.
Heck yeah. Check it out.
Your head close to your chest.
Yes, it is. I might blend right in.
Yeah.
That's a good idea in some parts of the world.
They might call you booby face.
Booby face.
With head cutting, a new popular trend.
Yeah.
I always wonder when they talk about things like what you were saying. Well, maybe they thought it was this. Maybe they thought it was somebody with paint on their chest instead of their actual face. They always expect it. It always sounds like anyway that people in the past were really fucking dumb. Like they couldn't tell the difference.
Like the guy didn't have a head. Like, come on.
Yeah, like I think they knew the difference between actual faces and paint back then.
I would hope so. God.
Yeah, it's absurd. That kind of parsing out of history is ridiculous.
I mean, they were drawing cave paintings of like animals and shit on walls. Like they couldn't tell if like.
No, man, human intelligence. It's been the same. Human intelligence has been the same. It's just what kind of technological advancements have happened has changed. But I think that basically instincts and the way people have thought hasn't really changed much over the years. Maybe, but I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot.
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of that when we look at like cave paintings and other artistic representations,
for
some reason everybody says, well, that's just a representation of what they saw, not what they actually saw. But what if that's not true? What if they did actually see things?
Well, that's my whole thing with the Electric Universe stuff and what was depicted on the walls during that time frame of what they were seeing in the skies. And I find it fascinating,
man. I knew I liked you. Yeah, hell yeah. I follow the same line of thinking.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that like, well, when I first listened to Grimerica I was searching for like something along the lines of that. And I heard of them a few times through Micah Hanks and through Adam Loyal, who was a friend of ours. In the mention Grimerica, and then I pulled them up, and that was like a recent show of theirs. I was like through the EU, Electric Universe stuff, and man, I couldn't believe it, but we actually got through Suzanne contacted Walt Thornhill, and we actually got to talk to him for a while, man. It was badass. It was one of our first interviews. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I mean, we held it down though, dude. It was crazy. And he is like one of the main dudes. Him and David Talbot, who's the other half of like the whole creator of the idea of this whole Electric Universe stuff. And they run the Thunderbolts website. But I found that shit fascinating, dude, and it kind of makes sense to me of what these people were seeing in the skies all over the world. That got like, it's like the weird like connection between like why were people building pyramids and stuff that kind of look fairly the same all over the world? Why were people seeing these same pictures in the skies all over the world? I think these things existed at the same time.
It's crazy just in the architecture around the world, how similar everything is, and just how these people, what we think we know, they had no way of contacting each other, but they're still building the same things, and they're building them on like the same fucking longitudes and latitudes at least. Like it's just crazy. It's crazy
Isn't
stuff.
that weird, like hive mind thing? Like
it's a collective unconscious. People are just tapping into at the same time, or maybe they were all communicating each other with some kind of telepathic means that we've lost. Who the fuck knows, man? There's a lot of history that it's just been washed away.
And that's why I like the cave painting stuff, because you see that all over the place.
Do you guys remember on Grimerica they had the guy who, I don't know if he researched some of those cave paintings, but it's those ones that there's like layers to the rock.
Oh yeah, the Orion guy. What's his name? Bernie Taylor or something? I think maybe.
That you like look at it from, if you look at it from all kinds of different angles, like he like stacked the images where you look at it a couple different ways, and then like different pieces of it shift as you move.
Really
look at it different, and you see different things, and there's stories supposedly built into these too, like the flood story. And
that was Bernie Taylor. He wrote the book Before Orion, Finding the Face of
Bernie
the
Miller.
Bernie Taylor.
But then he mentioned something about how Picasso or something said that whoever painted or whoever sculpted that or did that cave painting is like just beyond genius to be able to do something so three-dimensional.
Right. I don't know.
Hey, but I mean, dude, you could see regular people now like doing crazy like street art or just art everywhere. Like people do amazing shit. I think there's just people out there that have had skills and can do crazy artistic things that is above average.
Speaking of which, sirfelix.bandcamp.com.
Thank you. God, yes.
Crazy skills.
Nighttime
My new
boutique.
album, baby.
Yeah, buy that album.
There's like with the stuff you see like on the sidewalk and all that, it's a skill set you can learn, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So you don't learn the inspiration or become, like what you're presenting context, but you can learn the skill set of multi-point perspective and chiaroscuro and all that stuff that makes something real. The shadows and all this. That is a skill set that can be taught. The genius to me in art is how one sets it into context. And this is why I was never a fan of the photorealism movement, especially because it's all technical. And so, yeah, I just want to throw that in there as
oh no, definitely
someone who thinks about these things.
Feeling. It lacks the emotion. Like what you're saying with the artistic part of it, to me is the intuition. Because you can teach the technical skills on anything, whether it's art through painting or through music. You can teach all the technical skills all day long, but the intuition of the artist to know what to add or what to just leave out. That's where the art is. The art and the beauty is in the gaps.
Yes, that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
That, like, whatever we want to call the muse. And that's what deeply fascinates me.
Yeah, that's where the devil is. That creative source.
Although in context to the age of those petroglyphs and stuff like that, I get the context, especially if that Picasso comment is true, or whoever said that. Yeah, I mean, to have figured out the secrets and then to be able to layer, whether, I don't know if they were encaustic, I don't know what they are. There is, to have the technical know-how through, I'm guessing, experimentation or some sort of genetic.
Well, that's the thing I wonder too. Like, were they
somehow
is there anything that was ever just like sprung up and done, or has everybody been taught something? Like, was there teachers for them that we just don't know about?
Where's the nucleus here?
Well, I think those cave paintings are like a thing that people were witnessing, and not that they had any artistic talent.
They could be, but
for
all we know, they could have witnessed something that inspired them to do that, like that we don't even know about, you know? Like it's just there's because everything's I don't know, I feel like most things are done with inspiration, or you see something and it makes you want to do something or work off of it. But there's rare cases.
A powerful force. It's so powerful, and it's sad how it can get turned against us, because it's, for me, it's such a motivating force that has such a positive influence in my life. But you see how it can get tied down in weird competitiveness amongst friends. You know, like, oh, I'm the artist in this group, girl, step off my dress. You know,
that's why you see so many bands break up. Yeah.
I know, right?
It's terrible.
You see it go bad.
It's because two people can't occupy the same space at the same time.
Maybe. It could be.
They can't.
Or can they?
They can't. Or maybe like even thought space, you think?
Like that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What about intercourse?
Yeah,
that makes me think of that cave painting he was.
That is very true. Intercourse
Has anyone ever had intercourse and painted at the same time?
Steve, let's give that a try.
I mean, I'm down. I will buy my plane ticket out west right now. Don't you tempt me?
I have a wedding ring with you, baby. I'm ready to tie the knot. I'll wear that.
Whoa.
You call it your master and slave piece. Like,
I'm gonna triple down on this.
No. I'm equal
I
opportunity.
get to be the cuck.
Yes.
I get to be the brush.
Who gets to be the mineral spirits?
James, you can be the canvas
for the yummy cum.
Oh, dude. Circling it back to the yummy cum. Yes.
I'll be the cleanup rag.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Well, watch.
What was the show title?
Takes actually a squirter.
Actually, the show title is already Cocaine Cum. So I'm pretty sure we already nailed it tonight.
That tips the algorithms.
I'll be the afro.
Hey,
like
that's right. Represent.
Oh,
Bob Ross, happy accidents.
Wow.
I think we just peaked right there, guys. This might be a good time.
Everyone come. We got our circle jerk done.
I mean, I do every single show. I make sure at least twice.
Wow,
man.
5.6.
Jerry and Nish, who you guys got on Nox Mente tomorrow night? Who's blessing our ears?
MJ Benias.
MJ Benias.
Oh, right on.
Oh, that'll be a good show. Nice.
I am too low. Sorry. It's just stupid adjust volume in my mic, and it's all fucked up.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
There we go. Okay, so MJ Benias tomorrow. Ex-MUFON dude.
Yeah.
A podcast. He has a blog. He's in the.
I think.
What is it? Anti-ETH? Not. What do they call it? God, it's been so long since I talked about it. The anti-ETH folks. He's one of those fence.
Yes.
I think more in the anti-ETH side. So
more of the valet thinking.
Don't believe the 5.6.
No, it's more. But anyway, yeah. So it should be an interesting conversation. More alien perspective from a consciousness. More alien talk from a consciousness perspective versus I'm talking to the Pleiadians type.
Yeah. Ascended masters.
May or may not be just the way that information is being interpreted. You know?
Yeah, it's all options on the table, but I'm looking forward to it. And I saw Amanda Pomander posted on Instagram that and has people excited about it. I love Amanda.
She's great.
Yeah, Amanda's great.
Oh my God.
She's our Scottish queen.
She's the best. She is, right? Is she not? I mean, she's so good.
Yeah, she is. She's a babe. I'd totally move to Scotland for that.
Yeah, she is. And she's got a potty mouth. Is there anything wrong with her? She's everything.
No, she's perfect. Absolutely. But then again,
I've decided she's perfect too.
Yeah, but there's a lot of crazy people out there. But anyway.
Perfect. Don't you get that?
Yeah. Okay. John, what do you got to promote? Give me all your plugs.
Some plugs.
Ooh, I like that sound.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can go to hogstory.net. That's where the podcast is. We do that live Monday nights. There's a link to the stream there also, hogstory.net/stream. Carolyn Blaney and I, we just sit back and discuss weekly bullshit. Try and keep it light.
Why are you ruining his plug?
I just want to say, are the sounds intentional or not? Because it sounds like you're playing some game in the background.
Like too much.
It was so good.
It was cute at first.
I know, but then I was like, I don't think these are intentional. I think he's playing something in the background, and it's just coming through.
I didn't do it.
Not me. Is it coming from me?
Yeah, it totally was. There was something going on. If you're playing some kind of game, the audio is totally coming through.
No, wait. Igor had the game going.
China.
So, damn, Igor.
Oh, that was Felix right there.
Oh, that was Felix. Yeah.
That was me, but I wasn't doing that. Whatever that's.
Nope.
I promise.
That was weird.
It was good though. I want to make that into a full beat.
Hogstory.net though. Yes. Oh, that's a mystery. SirFelix.bandcamp.com. He quit watching TV, so buy his album.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got something to plug, you guys.
Oh, plug it, Nish.
I was on this couple, Dan and Scarlett, approached me to be on their podcast, which I really, really like. I like their podcast. What I really like is how Dan synthesizes astrology. He's really, and that's the last time I'll say really, great at that, which is the art of it, right? And so I was on their show, Cosmic Keys podcast, just this last week, and they put it up yesterday, I think, or something.
They did. Jerry put it on the Nox Mente feed also. Yes.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time with them. They're good ins.
Cool. We're gonna have to. I'll listen to that, and maybe we'll link up with them.
Oh, Nish, how was it? Almost falling in the river.
Oh, did you at least listen to it?
I saw. Yeah.
You gotta see it, but you gotta listen to it.
I listened to it.
It's so funny. I laughed so fucking hard on that one, watching it over and over. I'm so serious in there. I'm like looking for this shot.
Yes.
And I knew I needed
to be out in the middle of this river right now. Yeah.
No, but James, I had my arms stretched out, and of course, my style, I'm out in the forest always, and I've got long dresses on, and I'm serving Stevie Nicks in the woods. And that's just how I do, and it works, people. And so there I went, but the camera stayed out of the water. I couldn't
believe it. I couldn't believe it.
But what's the best thing is how much I laugh at that stuff. Yeah. Every time I fall, I'm one of those laughers. So I'm laughing every time I fall. Why would you try to play that off? You gotta laugh.
Not never. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
that shit was so funny to me. Oh my God.
Classic move. I love it. It was great.
Was good.
It's a real moment, and it's just it's life in general to its finest. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, can I tell you guys about a dream I had real quick?
Ooh, absolutely. Yes. We'll close it on a dream.
This is really crazy. Okay. So I was inside of a castle, and I'm walking along the castle floor, and I go to this room, and it's shut, but I'm curious about what's going on behind the back of this castle door. So I shake it a little, and all of a sudden I just hear things shifting, and in my head instantaneously I'm thinking like, oh, booby trap. And I'm thinking like Egyptian or like Indiana Jones kind of thing. So I start booking, and I start running away from this door, and all these things are like shifting inside there, and I'm not looking back, and I'm on like a drawbridge, and I jump over the edge of the drawbridge, and I'm hanging by my hands, and I'm I'm tucking my head into like my chest because I'm trying to like hide myself from whatever it is that's chasing me. And
blimey.
No, and this is the part where I go, okay, I'm safe. And I've just been hanging there for a long time, and I go, I gotta look up. The moment I look up, there's this like, it was basically like the Matrix, machines, a real small version of the Matrix machine, like squid looking thing, metal. And then it starts just pegging me in the head, like pins and needles, pegging me in the head. And then all of a sudden I feel on my neck this giant, like engorged, like thing in my neck. And then the next day I had like, my neck was a little sore and my shoulders.
What the hell?
Oh, that's crazy.
That's interesting.
Took the blue pill.
Especially since you had the pain the next day too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It was scary. in the moment, but then afterwards I was like,
don't peek, don't peek. Of course I'm gonna peek.
And then if I wouldn't have looked, I don't think that would have happened.
Right. Yeah.
I want to just add this as you close that I have seen through our Nox Mente server. There's been an uptick in people having scary dreams, and myself included. And this is not just from the people I talk to behind the scenes. They're recording them on our server. So I'm wondering what that's about. I never have nightmares, and I've had a few recently.
Dang.
I haven't had scary dreams, but I've had intense dreams lately. And I mean intense.
Vivid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really vivid. And usually I have dreams like this when I stop smoking weed.
I was just going to say that. That's crazy that, because you smoke a heavy amount of weed like myself, John. So I figured,
I do.
like my dreams are out the window. Like I get one a month maybe.
Oh, no, these are every day, every single day. And they are really intense and really specific places. So
but nothing that you would call a night terror, a nightmare.
Like where you're
frozen? Because the imagery isn't scary. The imagery is just normal. Really, it's the feeling of being there is really intense.
Like skydiving is like really skydiving.
Yeah, like lucid, like a high lucidity there.
Yeah. Well, this last one was in a place. None of you people are familiar with the high school I went to, but it was a large, just ugly square building that they built in the 70s, and it was supposed to be highly efficient and prison-like, I guess.
That's how ours was. It was all pods.
Oh. So it was just like one of the pod kids. Oh, it was just temporary, right?
Oh yeah, go on, John. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? Like we had to. I don't really know. I had to be somewhere really fast, but I couldn't get there in this dream, and they kept trying to. I don't know, like keep me from going there as the same. They were telling me I had to be there, but they were making it impossible for me to get where I was going. It was like I don't know. It was like I didn't have a hall pass or some shit.
I had a dream like that recently too, but it wasn't in a school.
Interesting.
What was it? Where was it, Jer?
It was like I had to get to work, and I kept being impeded by just stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go there.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Roadblocks.
Right.
But the rest are all search and rescue and like Black Ops kind of shit.
Search and rescue. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Always in underground cities. It's like the same thing all the time.
Oh, wow.
Man, mine are not that cool. I'm always just in Bizarro land. I'm just doing stupid shit.
They're boring.
I dreamt, like, I did a power nap, not even a power nap, like a power thought earlier. Like, it might have been the night, last night or something, or early this morning. My wife sent me this house, like, that was whatever for sale or whatever, and we actually ended up going to look at it. I went before the show tonight, and I was like, "Where's it at?" And she's like, "Oh, it's over down Lake Road." I'm like, okay. And then in my dream, I had this thought of it being close to the lake, and almost have this view of it, the backyard or whatever. Like you'd be able to see the lake. It wasn't quite that, but it was like almost an intuition thing. It's real. I mean, I live close to the lake now, but this thing is like across the street, basically from Lake Erie, and like you have beach access and everything, like from this little neighborhood that correlates to this beach access. And the house, oh my god, it needed a ton of work, but in general, yeah, just weird manifestation things. Yeah.
It's like I said, it's interesting. I'm not going to carry on because you guys are trying to rap. So
I mean, it is what it is.
I loved it ending on dreams, though. This was a good note.
Oh yeah.
Tune in tomorrow night.
yeah. Tune in Nox Mente for your dream talks tomorrow night.
Really dive into them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to Hog Story. Subscribe to Nox Mente. SirFelix.bandcamp.com. Crusade.com. There's the plugs. I'm losing my voice.
You have everything going. The world is waiting for you to be president.
If I sit here long enough, fixed to this green, brown, blue spot on Earth, approximately or 2,000 years, ain't no Domini, my hot drink would turn cold, my hot drink would turn cold, my hot drink would turn cold. Dream sequence. Dream sequence. She'd eventually roll by on her bicycle, on her bicycle, on her bicycle. That's getting all green, brown, blue, green, brown, blue, green, brown, blue. Camouflage chameleon, baby. Woke up this morning, feeling around for my shoes. If I hired 1,000,000 monkeys and let them mash away on some typewriters, they'd eventually write all of Shakespeare's sonnets. Maybe then you'd love me, maybe then you'd love me. Me and my monkey, get funky, go and get funky now. Get funky, get funky. Dream sequence. You'd eventually roll by on your bicycle, on your bicycle, on your bicycle. That's getting all green, brown, blue, green, brown, blue, green, brown, blue. Mother Nature's songbirds chirping. Woke up this morning, feeling around for my shoes. I love you up to the sky, 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 I love you up to the sky. Dream sequence, as you were counting sheep, I rolled by on some comic relief. I rolled by on a tricycle, on a tricycle, on a tricycle. That's getting all milk and honey, milk and honey, milk and honey. To be or not to be, that is the question, baby. Woke up this morning and all my blues was dead and gone.